She suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human. Meghan Markle, people have been wondering what it is that she's going to do, because when she first did her Spotify series, and I think that deal was $25 million, Spotify lived to regret it immediately. It was breathy. It was awful.
I think she is a malignant narcissist who is a truly terrible person.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I just think she's crying for sympathy, playing the victim.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
And there's also no sympathy to be granted for this lifestyle that she's chosen to live.
I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard.
Well, according to their tax documents, they work 1 hour a week.
After taking a break, I guess, Meghan Markle is back, and she has released a new Netflix trailer. Now, just to give you the background of this, if you're wondering why she's doing this, it's because she kind of sold her soul to the devil. Obviously, she's always wanted to be an A-list actress. She never wanted to be a princess. I called out from the very beginning. She wanted to be amongst the A-list because that was her life goal.
I love being that busy.
Make it end. Make it end. What is this?
You're never going to convince anyone that you're authentic.
You're right. You're right.
Reality is she's a grifter. Fake it till you make it.
The Brits are onto you. America's onto you. The world at large is onto you.
I'm searching for something to like about her, and it's so hard.
It's too much for me. There's only small doses of that podcast I can consume. Megyn, how are you?
How are you?
I know you always make it about me.
What? Everything they do seems so manipulative, calculated, PR motivated, money motivated.
You know, she wasn't a very good actress, and so she figured out how to maneuver that by marrying a prince who, the only way to say it is, he's just not as intelligent as her. He's not reading it, and he has been subjected to her manipulation. And I do also want to say this because it's really important of why their story became so big, and her using the Black Lives Matter movement, which was very big at that time before people started to understand. So ignorant. It's just the height of ignorance to me to have this D-list actress that nobody knew go over there. Her race is not discernible by the eye. If she walked in, you would never say Meghan Markle is a black woman.
Thought your analysis of this book was spot on. You've called Harry despicable for trying to trash the royal family's reputation and dragging them below even what the Kardashians would get up to.
And for her, Harry was just an entry ticket into all of those circles. Unfortunately, she found someone. She's not very intelligent. She's not very talented. Nobody in America was watching Suits. She was an actress that was living in Canada. And fortunately for her, and credit to her, she found someone that is dumber than her. And that's the
As her son, who, if you've seen a picture of, and you think that he has faced anti-black racism in his life, then I'm a Nigerian prince, and I have, an account that you can send some money into.
Give us like one strip of authenticity.
Candace Owens just tore Meghan Markle apart. And it's going viral. Why? Because Megyn tried again to show the world her real side. But come on, who is she trying to fool? Instead of looking raw and honest, critics like Candace say it was all just another act. A polished, emotional performance designed to make people feel sorry for her. And yes, get more attention. She craves the spotlight, Candace said, and no amount of Netflix deals or PR experts can fix that. The whole thing exploded after Megyn's big interview on Jamie Kern-Lima's podcast. It was promoted as Megyn being real, no makeup, no script, just pure vulnerability. But that image shattered fast. People online called out the tears, saying it all felt staged, fake emotions, fake struggle, all carefully crafted for sympathy points.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that one. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on.
Also is pretending that she's crying. Like, we zoomed in just to see. There isn't a tear in sight. Look at this. Where's the tear?
Candace Owens didn't hold back. She flat out questioned if Meghan Markle is ever real, or if everything she says and does in public is just another fake, scripted performance.
Able to just be a human. I've never seen this sort of. I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity.
When Megyn sat down for that now infamous podcast, the big promise was no makeup, no script. We were supposed to see the real Megyn, not the polished PR version. But right away, Candace Owens and others called it fake. Candace didn't hold back. She said this wasn't bravery or honesty. It was just another staged moment, perfectly planned to look real, but totally fake underneath.
This is a joke, and I'm tired of some of these media outlets continuing to elevate this person.
Unfortunately, Netflix already filmed 2 full seasons of With Love, Megyn, and despite the eye-roll reviews and brutal backlash, they're actually moving forward and releasing season 2. Yep, this train wreck is getting another round. Somewhere out there, a cancellation ferry just lost its wings. And honestly, viewers are wondering if Netflix has completely lost the plot, or if they're just too deep in to admit it's a flop.
I don't think it has a chance of surviving. I think if there's any justice, it's going to, just sink quickly, and Netflix will move on to the next best thing. Meghan Markle, to the TV industry, it's lowering the values, it's lowering the brand of Netflix, and it's wasting all of our time.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws' family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her, she seems to be one of the more vindictive, sort of nasty figures in public life. What's the title of her show? Love Megyn. For what? To watch? Who wants to watch Meghan Markle bake a pie?
That's why a lot of these celebrities that start these things, they can't keep up. Like the Meghan Markles.
But you're the same.
You're the same.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I knew her a bit before she met Harry. She was nothing like that. She didn't speak like that. Her mannerisms weren't like that. This is all fake.
Let's be real, this wasn't just a flop, it was a full-blown Netflix disaster. With Love, Megyn was supposed to be her big comeback, her chance to prove the critics wrong, but instead, viewers said it felt fake, forced, and completely out of touch.
Enough for Bill Simmons over at the Ringer podcast, which was acquired by Spotify, to call Harry and Megyn, quote, a fucking grifter on his latest podcast. Here's what he had to say.
I wish I had been involved in the Megyn and Harry leave Spotify negotiation. The grifters. That's the podcast we should have launched with them.
Like, seriously. And when Spotify called her a grifter, we thought that was bad. But this is Meghan Markle's Hollywood crash and burn moment, and it's playing out in real time.
Megyn's podcast has fallen off the charts. She's been criticized for the content. There are rumors that her As Ever launch wasn't as successful as she considered it. Critically, With Love, Megyn was not a success.
And just when things couldn't get any messier, Megyn's DIY bath salt recipe on Netflix exploded into legal chaos. A woman in Maryland, Robin Patrick, claims the mix gave her severe burns and ulcers. She's diabetic and says ingredients like arnica and Himalayan salt made it even worse. Now she's threatening to sue Megyn, Netflix, and Archewell for a jaw-dropping $10 million. And it wasn't just Candace. Suddenly everyone had something to say, and most of them agreed with her. People watched Megyn and didn't see someone raw or real. They saw a performance. Even the no makeup look felt fake, like it was just another part of the script.
She had the hair blown out. It was perfect. I do not believe that she was makeup free there. She didn't have eye makeup on, which is a different thing.
For Candace, this isn't just about one podcast. She says the real problem is deeper. Megyn just doesn't connect like a real, normal person. It all feels fake, like she's playing a role she doesn't even understand.
She suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human. Do you know what I mean?
This fake vibe isn't new. A lot of people have felt this way about Megyn for a long time. As Mean Callahan put it, brutally honest and straight to the point.
You will never convince America. The Brits are onto you. America's onto you. The world at large is onto you. You're never going to convince anyone that you're authentic.
The podcast was hyped as a turning point. A raw, honest moment. But for Candace and many others, it only proved one thing. With Meghan Markle, what you see is rarely the truth. She got emotional, sure, reading a letter to her kids, voice shaking, wiping away a tear. But even that felt too perfect. And when she said it was nice not to wear makeup for moments like this, critics saw it as pure performance.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that one. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on.
But for Candace Owens and a lot of viewers, this wasn't a sweet moment from a loving mom. It screamed performance, the timing, the shaky voice, even the no makeup line. It all felt way too polished. The internet exploded with claims of fake tears and staged emotions. People said it looked like Megyn was trying hard to seem like a soft, caring mom, all to win sympathy or fix her image. As one commenter put it, it's her go-to trick.
How do you be a mother? Oh, I know, you go crying about how much you love your kids.
This isn't the first time Megyn's emotions have been called out. Critics say there's a clear pattern. She plays the victim even while living in luxury. Megyn Kelly hasn't held back either, claiming it's not random at all, but a planned tactic to gain sympathy.
She simultaneously plays the victim. My castle's too small. The queen is mean to me. They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore.
And Kelly doesn't hold back when it comes to Megyn's public image. She says the victim act isn't just random, it's part of a bigger, carefully planned strategy to control how people see her.
She is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself.
While Megyn might have hoped those teary moments would make her look real, for many, well, including Candace, they did the opposite. To them, it was just more proof that Megyn's an actress who never truly steps out of character.
I mean, this is all a stage. You know, this is all just Meghan Markle's stage. We're expected to buy it.
One of Candace Owens' biggest talking points is Megyn's desperate, and in her view, failing, attempt to seem relatable. Every move feels like it's crafted to scream, "I'm just like you," but it usually backfires hard. And for Candace, there's a simple reason why so many people just don't buy it.
If you don't like her, it's not your fault. It's because she's extremely unlikable, okay? She has the non-it factor.
Candace often calls out Megyn's almost unbelievable life story, the same one Megyn keeps trying to sell. To her, that's the real problem, the way Megyn pushes this idea that she went from regular girl to royalty almost overnight.
She wants us to believe that she went from being a D-list actress to becoming Martha Stewart in 3 years. Like, this is totally authentic.
That overnight leap doesn't sit right with a lot of people. It only adds to the feeling that Megyn's hiding her true self. Candace even goes further, saying Megyn's acting career never really took off because she's always struggled to come across as truly authentic.
I think I understand why it is she was a D-list actress, because she can't even act like herself.
Maureen Callahan says the same thing. Megyn craves love and relatability, almost obsessively, but no matter how hard she tries, she just can't seem to make people feel it.
The one thing she is dying to sell to us is relatability, and she can't get it across the finish line.
Callahan also links Megyn's struggle to win people over today to her early career, saying the signs were there all along. The same disconnect, the same push for likability that never quite landed.
This is why she was never going to be more than like a D-list actress on a basic cable show.
All these attempts to look normal, from the casual outfits to the no makeup podcast, often just feel like more PR. It's a weird mix. Actress, then princess, now some kind of lifestyle guru and brand builder. Michael Null summed it up perfectly. Megyn's public image is all over the place.
She's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
It's this messy mix of roles, with little real emotion behind them, that makes people like Candace feel Megyn isn't just unrelatable, but trying to fool everyone. A big part of the Meghan Markle brand, which Candace constantly targets, is this image of a superwoman, the non-stop entrepreneur, mom, wife, and global do-gooder. Megyn talks about packed days, launching products, writing newsletters, planning social media, editing Netflix content, and still being the perfect mom and friend. It sounds impressive, maybe a little too impressive.
Here she just talks about just what a incredible work ethic she has.
Writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions. What's the photography that we want to do? And what do I want to wear for those shoots? And being a mom and a wife and a friend.
Work ethic must just be grueling. Writing social media captions, deciding what she's going to wear, being a mom.
But for Candace and other critics, these non-stop hustle claims fall flat. They argue that when you live in luxury with help most people can't even imagine, whining about being busy writing Instagram captions doesn't exactly scream real struggle.
One of the most privileged people on the planet, she still won't talk about how hardworking she is, which includes coming up with Instagram captions.
This gap between what Megyn says and how she actually lives keeps coming up, and for many, it's the core of why she feels so out of touch.
You never hear other real leaders talking about how hard they work. You just see it in their actions, but for Meghan Markle, you know, of course, she's the exception.
Nothing shows this disconnect more than Megyn's infamous claim that she was in the trenches as a working royal. For many, it was a jaw-dropping statement, coming from someone who lived in actual palaces.
She said she was in the trenches when she was in the British royal family. Girl, you lived in a castle. Like, you got a princess title.
Adding even more fuel to the fire, reports based on alleged tax documents from their Archewell Foundation suggest Meghan and Harry may have only put in about an hour a week during some periods. That's raised serious questions about how hands-on they really are.
Well, according to their tax documents, they work 1 hour a week.
Even if the details are still debated, these reports don't help Meghan's hard-working woman image. image. For critics like Candace, it just proves her version of hard work is nothing like what real people go through, making her complaints sound tone deaf and fake. But it's not just about personality or effort. Candace and others also point to a string of what they call flops and shady business moves. Talking big is easy, but they say Megyn rarely delivers. Just look at the much hyped Spotify deal, supposedly worth $20 million.
He first did her Spotify series, and I think that deal was $25 million. Spotify lived to regret it immediately.
It was supposed to deliver a bunch of inspiring podcasts, but the one main series that did come out, Candace Owens tore it apart, calling it shallow, staged, and totally forgettable.
It was breathy. It was awful. I listened to one episode. It was just scripted nonsense. It was like, what are you doing?
Critics didn't hold back either. Many called it self-indulgent, over-rehearsed, and boring. In the end, the multi-million-dollar dream didn't crash. It just quietly fizzled out.
Spotify, I think, ended up canceling the rest of their deal. There was no use. There was no money in it.
The reason it's failing is because it was just a horribly dull show.
Then came her Netflix lifestyle show, all about cooking and hosting. It got slammed by critics, with many calling it an ego trip and totally out of touch. Audience scores dropped fast, and it felt like yet another flashy project that flopped. This pattern led people like Kinsey Schofield to question whether Megyn's successful businesswoman image is just smoke and mirrors.
She is shameless and she is exhausting. You are not a successful female entrepreneur.
These high-profile flops have done more than hurt her image. They've fueled even harsher accusations, with critics saying Megyn isn't just missing the mark. She's built a brand on hype, not results.
I can list more fails on both of my hands. Where's American Riviera Orchard? What happened to Spotify?
Some commentators have even gone as far as calling Megyn a grifter, especially after reports surfaced about her now defunct lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, and its earlier version, As Ever. Allegedly, they sold products they didn't actually have and left customers chasing refunds.
You sold inventory that you didn't have on asever.com. People are still waiting for their refunds when the reality is she's a grifter.
For critics like Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly, these business flops and grifter claims fit into a bigger picture. That Megyn's royal marriage wasn't about love, but a calculated move for power, fame, and a financial jackpot.
Over it. She's not important. She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant. She was thrilled. She became a, quote, princess.
Why do we have to be nice for a woman who clearly went over to get herself a prince, to bring him back, to give her access to this lifestyle that she would have never had?
Kinsey Schofield also points out that Megyn's constant product pushing is nothing like the traditional royal image. And to her, it exposes Megyn's real intentions: profit over principle, branding over duty.
This makes her look greedy and shallow, and I think she's showing us exactly who she is and what her ultimate objective was all along.
From Spotify to Netflix to her own brand deals, Candace and others paint a clear picture. Big promises, weak results, and a constant sense that something's off. And it wasn't just Megyn catching heat after that podcast. Even host Jamie Kern-Lima faced backlash for how the whole thing was handled.
You in love now more than ever?
Are you in love? How happy and beautiful is your husband?
Many listeners, especially those who share Candace Owens' skepticism, felt Jamie Kern-Lima didn't help Megyn's case. In fact, they say she made it worse. The main complaint? Lima's non-stop, over-the-top praise. Critics described her tone as gushing and cheerleader-like, more like a hype woman than a serious interviewer. Every word Megyn spoke was met with wide-eyed amazement and sugary compliments, which many found cringy and honestly suspicious. This vibe killed any shot at a real, honest conversation. Instead of digging deeper or asking tough questions, Lima seemed to just nod along, boosting Megyn's story at every turn.
Megyn, how are you?
How are you?
I know you always make it about me.
What? People online noticed how perfectly Lima's reactions matched Megyn's emotions, almost like it was rehearsed. For critics, the whole thing felt staged, painfully awkward, a full-on PR production dressed up as a raw, honest talk. And that's the exact issue Candace Owens keeps hammering. Megyn's biggest problem is just being real. Every tear, every vulnerable moment, every claim of honesty feels scripted. Another polished scene in the ongoing Meghan Markle show.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's the exact issue Candace Owens keeps hammering. Megyn's biggest problem is just being real. Every tear, every vulnerable moment, every claim of honesty feels scripted. Another polished scene in the ongoing Meghan Markle show. It really makes you think. In today's celebrity world, everyone's selling a perfect image, but people are starved for realness. When someone tries too hard to look authentic and it doesn't land, the backlash can be brutal. Megyn's living proof of that. It's almost a warning. The harder you try to sell honesty, the more people start to doubt you have any, and that leaves one big question, and only time will answer it. Can Meghan Markle ever break free from the image she's built? Or is she permanently trapped in the role she created? What would it even take for people, especially critics like Candace Owens, to finally believe she's being real? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear what you think.